Hello folks, and welcome to another edition of the North Carolina Indie Wrestling Review. I'm your host, Skip Tyree. On our last episode, I mentioned that our friends at Ring of Dishonor, formerly known as SECW, were having their annual indoor show at the National Guard Armory in Newton, North Carolina. I would have loved to have attended the show, but I couldn't for personal reasons. They personally make me want to vomit. I was excited to hear that the show was filmed, but sadly, none of the footage made it to YouTube. Sources say that the show was so terrible and so embarrassing, ROD took their only copy, locked it away, and stored it where it would never be found. Well, I think we just found this week's featured fed. Ring of Dishonor in Lincoln, North Carolina. This event was titled the ROD Reunion. They brought back many former talents, and it also marked the return of one of my longtime favorite ROD superstars, Dead Mike. Let's take a quick look at Dead Mike in action.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to ROD Wrestling! Thank you all for coming out tonight for the ROD Reunion show. This company is I got the contract 2 weeks ago with your signature on it, so you're wrestling. I'm retired. I don't wrestle no more. Hey, whoa, whoa, whoa,
Classic ROD. I'll never forget the time during that. Get out Dead Mike, we've got wrestling to watch. It was a tough decision which match would be featured first, but one match seemed to have everything you could ever want. Botches, bloodshed, butt cracks. It's just like Christmas morning, assuming you asked Santa to bring you a big bag of shit. And speaking of big bags of shit, today's match features the team of Mr. Krystal and Karnage, squaring off against the team of Morbid the Clown and John Boy Juggalo. And if you're not already sporting a great big botch boner, this is a hardcore no-rope barbed wire match. No ropes, no rules, no actual wrestling. Let's go to the ring. Here comes the team of Mr. Krystal and Karnage. Karnage has himself a metal folding chair. As you can see, they had no trouble finding an empty seat. The North Carolina Indie Wrestling Review does not condone Mr. Krystal's use of blackface. Next up is Morbid the Clown, and he already has his arm wrapped in barbed wire. Nothing could possibly go wrong here.
Ouch!
And here comes the final participant, John Boy Juggalo. Hopefully these four clowns will pile into one tiny car and drive far away from the wrestling business. Mr. Krystal begins the match with the ceremonial spreading of sharp objects. This will immediately be followed by the ceremonial spreading of hepatitis.
Take my hand.
Double clothesline. They duck. Ooh. Brutal maneuver by John Boy Juggalo. Say, Mr. Owl, how many jumps does it take before Mr. Krystal exposes his butt crack?
A good question. Let's find out. 1, 2, 3.
Business is starting to pick up, and Karnage goes for the DDT. Ouch, he rolls right on his face. Karnage, you've got to be more careful and learn to protect. Oh, for fuck's sake. Mr. Krystal grabs a handful of thumbtacks. No, don't throw them. It looks like we're going to see an RODDT. This match is much worse than I ever expected. Somebody kill me please. Morbid the clown pummels Mr. Krystal with the barbed wire fist. On a serious note, we here at the review would like to wish Morbid a speedy recovery from the serious injury he suffered here tonight. The injury wasn't in the ring, it was in the men's room after the match. He forgot to remove the barbed wire from his hand before wiping his ass. I hope you get well soon, and get back to doing what you do best. Destroying the good name of independent wrestling. Not a cheese grater. We've seen chairs, thumbtacks, tables, stop signs, and now a fucking cheese grater. They have used every cliche in the book. I think we can safely say today is wow, that just might be the worst match we've ever featured here on the review. But still, it wasn't even the worst on the ROD Reunion DVD. Over the next few weeks, we'll be taking a look at some of these abominations, and surely you'll understand why this DVD was never meant to see the light of day. Back to the subject at hand, it should come as no surprise that the fucking awful match we just witnessed receives my lowest rating. An F. As usual, to show there are no hard feelings, we will give a plug to our featured fed. Ring of Dishonor has announced that they are planning to run monthly shows at the Newton National Guard Armory beginning this fall. If you've ever wanted to see ROD live and in person, but didn't want to go to the yard and see guys covered in horseshit, come on down to the Newton Armory, where guys are covered in good old-fashioned human urine. That's all the time we have for now. Check back soon for more exciting indie action. This is Skip Tyree signing off.